Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with more of The Expanse. This is Season 4, Episode 4, and last time, Murtry wound up killing even more Belters, which can't be good for tensions between the Inners and the Belters. The crew of the Rocinante are sure to get involved at some point. Amos and Murtry already said one of them is going to wind up bloody one of these days. And yeah, in the meantime, Holden blew up the spinning thing that was causing earthquakes with a torpedo. Don't know if that's going to stop everything that's going on. Don't know if that's the only area where earthquakes have been starting. And then Christian is running for re-election against Nancy Gao, which it's very interesting to watch. I don't have a good read on what's going to happen just yet, though I do think that colonization of the ring planets is inevitable. So either Nancy wins or somebody else with the same ideas wins down the line. And then we have Bobby fighting off this, working for this drug kingpin who's also a cop. And yeah, not sure if this whole thing is over, whether he's going to let her off the hook or continue to try to reel her back in. It seems like the story is unconnected to the rest of our character stories, but I'm sure it will connect at some point. But yeah, I'm excited to continue. If you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, let's get started.
What the hell is going on out there?
Murtry. He gunned down my friends.
Oh.
Get him.
Ah, damn it.
You killed
Settler.
What?
And now he's after Lucia. I'm taking her to the Rosie.
They're heading towards the Rocinante. Take a cart, get there first, do not let them in. Get on it. Move!
Please find a way to carve a few moments out of your busy schedule. Pick up a goddamn comb and tell me precisely what the fuck is going on down there.
The security door was left unlocked on purpose to allow two black marketeers to get in after hours and take what they
Opened
wanted.
by who? On purpose.
I was in on it.
There were no weapons involved. Just some nav tech salvaged from the Jupiter fleet. It will never happen again. I promise.
No. You could make it happen again, right?
What the heck?
Sir?
War's over. All this tech we salvaged and put in storage just taking up shelf space. Unless you prefer I report you.
You won't have to.
Jeez.
I quit.
Hey, come on. This is a great opportunity for both of us. Trevor, don't be stupid.
And now she's out of a job.
Marco Naros. Just the man you want.
Here is your payment.
They got him? Wow. Alright.
We give you back 10% for us kill him now. Good fun.
Appreciate the gesture. We still have a lot to talk about.
I'll give you double to let me go.
I'm a friend of Naomi Nagata. There's only one way of getting out of here.
Being spaced?
You need to take this off right now. I'll tear this fucking bed apart.
You want to stay alive? You need to shut the fuck up and hope that Murtry forgets about you.
Hey, Chandra. Murtry wants to see you. They still haven't found the fugitives. Why don't you sit the fuck down?
Amos, now is not the time. Now is not the time to do this.
Thanks.
Damn, he's buff.
Really didn't want to have to shoot him.
So, we still fucking? Ah.
I have two fugitives on the run heading away from the settlement, and I need eyes on them now.
Sorry, Chief. Can't help you. We're heading behind the planet. Signal blackouts imminent. We'll talk to you again in 11 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds.
Nice. Nice.
Miss Khan.
We did this. We did what he said. I did this.
You?
I didn't mean for anyone to get hurt.
She didn't mean for anyone to get hurt. She just didn't want them to land. Or what?
Keep your chin up. Have faith in Mars. Something will turn up.
My whole life, I don't think I met one single person who was ever unemployed. And now there are lines of them.
Kind of makes you feel like dead weight, doesn't it? Fuck it. Mars don't deserve us.
That's a popular sentiment.
Every night at the bar talking revolution and then half sleeping through our shift on the line the next day. You know the age.
I was never that young. Destroyed the Agustin Gomara.
Naomi. And I destroyed that ship. I held her every night when she woke up screaming and dried her tears.
What did you do with Philip?
The best I could.
He talks too much. But he's still breathing, if that's what you mean.
It's not, but we have another problem.
You sure you're ready? Fine.
This is too much for her. God damn. Oh, jeez.
It's one of yours, Kay.
They're not gonna shoot us with him aboard.
I agree. They're going to board you.
Well, they won't enjoy the experience.
Neither will you. Or me. So what's the point? You kill me, they will retaliate on Ceres, on Tycho. Maybe even your precious Medina station will burn.
You'd enjoy that chaos, Kinna.
You guys have such important leaders here.
Need it soon.
Yeah, boss man.
How do you not have better ships? More ships?
There are brothers and sisters alive in the belt today because you took food and medicine and air from the oppressor and you gave it to them. All these new systems, they don't belong to Inyaloda. They belong to who can take them.
Meaning us.
Meaning us. They're a long time reporting back to you.
Now, what did you mean about Mars?
We can continue this conversation later. When I'm back on my ship.
He didn't bite.
It was worth a try.
Oh.
This is Black Sky. We have target lock on another ship. Golden Bow also.
Mata Kubileya ready to engage.
Oh.
It will not take long.
Well done. Had me fooled. I was like, why?
Bobby's a Marine and a hero to Mars. She didn't come home to be some fucking janitor. She's better than that.
I don't need you to defeat
Oh,
me,
Bobby.
You know nothing about the sacrifice I made protecting Bretts like you.
Crap.
Berta Draper, you're under arrest for grand larceny and conspiracy to commit. We have a sworn statement from your salvage yard foreman as well as confirmation on the missing materials. Let's go.
What do you do now?
Her body's not responding to the gravity drugs. I'm sorry, Jim. She made me promise not to tell you.
She got hit?
Keep pressure on it.
Oh, boy.
I can't risk my family over what I did.
Oh, shh.
We will save a punishment for the crime.
I think that will keep you safe. If you are judges, you can't be prisoners. What is my crime?
You killed the Sojourner. Dos Arigas found you with the cargo.
Not long ago, that would have been called a victory. Black Sky killed the Urta governor on Titan. Why is that one not down here with me?
That was before.
Ah, yes. Before the rain. There are systems enough for everyone, they say. Riches for all. That has always been true. The belt has always been rich, and our wealth has always been taken from us. And now we are helping them. A ring appears, so we hunt down our own kind, while ships built from ore we mine fly to planets that we can't even live on. They gave us a seat at the table because they are weak and we are strong, and they want to keep us talking until they find enough strength to ignore us again.
He's probably right.
I stole the inner ship, but the money I earned, I will give over. And then I will sit quietly on my hands like a good little boy. Until the inners break the treaty, which they will.
Did he actually do some convincing here?
Well, I speak for Anderson Dawes and City Station, and I say death.
Life. Black Sky accepts Senato's forfeit.
Golden Bell also says life.
We accept Denaro's offer. He lives.
Oh, Naomi might not be too happy about that. Jeez, what the heck? Not what I expected.
Marco's words swayed you.
They did not. They swayed the others. If we handed out a death sentence against their votes, we would have been asking for a civil war. I did what had to be done.
Yes, but his words will sway more. He has that gift.
This
I take
cop.
it you had no one else to call.
Your offer, does it still stand?
The position would have to be full-time then.
Bobby.
I'm in.
Those islands are generating massive amounts of heat. What the fuck is going on down there?
You tell me, you're the scientist.
I don't care where we are. Just that we're together.
But you're leaving.
But I'm coming back.
I don't like the idea of you being out there on your own. Just take care of Naomi. I will.
Yeah, him on his own doesn't feel like a great situation.
This had nothing to do with Naomi.
This ends now. You're not in charge anymore.
The only way that gets accomplished is if you kill him. That's not gonna hold. That's not gonna work. So wow, it's actually Lucia who caused all those deaths, though she didn't do it on purpose. She just wanted to deter them from coming in, I guess. I don't know. I thought something was up with her, but I didn't think she actually did it. I mentioned a couple episodes ago that, yeah, when her and Alex were talking, or when Alex was talking to Cop, the guy who got shot, the first guy Mercury shot, the camera like focused in on her a couple times, and I was like, what is that about? And I didn't think it was about this, but yeah, Amos just threw himself at Mercury's team to let Naomi and Lucia get away. And like, we saw that he wasn't as gung-ho to follow Naomi after last season when she sent the protomolecule to Fred Johnson. But here she's in danger, and he just threw his body into danger. Like, he could have wound up dead very easily. I actually would have preferred it if he just like gunned down Mercury instead of going in and getting himself captured. And when he wakes up, Chandra is looking after him, and she feels a strong connection with him, but can't let him just rampage. And what's really interesting is that when the other guy bust in, when like Amos like stood up and was just like, I will break this bed, like I will tear this bed to pieces. The other guy bust in and like told Amos to sit his butt down, and Amos did, and that guy left. Chandra thanks Amos for sitting back down and says, I didn't want to have to shoot him. Meaning like she has Amos's back against anyone else except for Mercury. At least like because she owes him for like dragging her out of the mud at some point. But yeah, she has this it's beyond just like physical attraction at this point. Like she would put down her own allies to keep him from dying, which is, yeah, it says a lot about how close they've gotten. But yeah, from my perspective on who Murtry is and how he pulled her out of the mud, he only did that to gain a loyal servant. It, like, just based on his personality, that's what it seems like for sure. But yeah, Naomi and Lucia are headed back to the Rocinante. Naomi is suffering big time and has to go back off-world or she'll die. And I'm glad that her condition didn't affect her at too critical of a moment. Like, Alex and Holden were able to show up and save the two of them. But they would have had to do that even if Naomi was adjusting just fine, because she was unarmed and everything. So there was no moment where we were like desperately needed like Naomi's help with something, and like she couldn't do it because she's like so sick. So luckily that was the case. She got the Rocinante to shoot at a bunch of the surrounding soldiers. It doesn't seem like she hurt anybody that badly, but yeah, Lucia got shot, but they got her to the med bay, got Naomi to the med bay. Alex is not okay with this idea of leaving Holden alone on this planet. Yeah, Holden just stays. And that scene where he says goodbye to Naomi is actually really sweet. Like, his smile when he said that he's coming back after this is all over was extremely tender. I learned that some people are not super fans of Holden. But like, I feel like Stephen Straight's acting is, I don't know, I've grown to appreciate it more and more. I never felt like it was bad, but like, there were a few moments in the last few seasons, the last 2 seasons or so, where I was just like, I really appreciated him. But yeah, Holden, at the end, I liked that he punched Murphy in the face, but the fact that he doesn't kill him there seems kind of ridiculous given the circumstances. Like, you are one man going into this settlement where there are tons of people with guns loyal to this guy. Like, what exactly is the plan here? Free Amos? Like, if he does that, war between the two factions is practically inevitable. And, I mean, if he killed... Holden can't possibly know this, but if he killed Murtry, Chandra would be in charge probably, right? It seems like that's the case. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I'll say it this way: if he had killed Murtry, there is 100% chance that whoever took over is much more reasonable than he is. Yeah, Bobby, meanwhile, she's off on... Her story is starting to tie into everything as well. So I was really frustrated when she told her foreman about this thing that she did, that she let people steal. I knew at that moment like she was screwed, even though I didn't see it coming that he would want a part of the action. I thought he'd report her or use the information as leverage for something else. I didn't think he'd be like, oh yeah, let's do more crime, let's do that. And then so she quits and has no job. And I mean, I don't know. The reason she quit was because she did not want to work for the dirty cop, and she winds up choosing to work for the dirty cop at the end because she gets caught. But yeah, she meets up with that other veteran first, again, to have a beer, talks about how Mars has changed so much, that there used to be so much work to do, and so she never met anybody who was unemployed, but now there are lines of people who are unemployed. So yeah, the rings really changed everything. And I appreciate that backstory, and I would actually appreciate some more detail on that, but like, there's a lot of stuff to cram into these 10 episodes, I understand. We also had Christian in the background, though, of that in the bar, with her actually like slipping in the polls, despite leaking that Nancy Gao cheated her way out of the lottery. So what my assessment earlier, in an earlier episode, saying that like the leak might not even help, because it's not going to matter what happened in the past, it matters more what their ideologies are now, and people are desperate for a fair chance, and that is what Nancy Gao is offering them. But I have a bad feeling Christian might lose power. But yeah, when Bobby gets home and talks with her brother about another job, her nephew comes and tries to kind of say like she's too good for the work, too good to be a janitor. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing work, any type of work that's a way to support yourself. But I do understand. I don't know. It's a rough situation. Bobby, understandably, is like pissed because he's like trying to stick up for her when he's the reason she's in this in the first place. I feel like she was very, very drunk, and so I feel like she was on the border of going too far. I was already very uncomfortable with the way she like loses it and like pins him up against the wall, and yeah, it was getting close to crossing the line. And then she gets taken in, and she's willingly going in and working for that crooked cop smuggler guy. I'm hoping it's a ploy to try to do him in, like take recordings of him, turn him in, all of that. But I don't know. She has no one on her side right now, so I don't know who she would still. Even if with overwhelming evidence, I feel like people wouldn't take her seriously, which is frustrating. And also, I'm not sure what she's trying to do here. But yeah, and then we have Marco Inaros actually captured. I couldn't believe it when we first saw him just like drifting inside the cell, and they were like Marco Inaros. I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, he's like being held by Drummer and Ashford, and Drummer was right. He has a lot of charm, and she said that that's how he got his hooks. She said that's how he got his hooks into Naomi, and yeah, he definitely knows how to weaponize his charm. They purposely left Ashford in the room to try to trick him into talking, and it almost worked, but Marco realized that it was a long time since anybody checked in with Ashford, so he held back on telling Ashford about what was happening with Mars, why it wasn't what it used to be. So, my theory of how Bobby's storyline is tying into everything else is that it seems like he has something to do with the equipment that Bobby let that cop steal. Like, I feel like that would track. Like, the OPA took those. Was it targeting beacons or something? I don't know. But, yeah, it seems like that's what he's referencing when he says that Mars isn't what it used to be. So he has something to do with, like, stealing those weapons. And, yeah, like, that's how Bobby is going to tie into all of this, but I'm not sure how just yet. But it's like super exciting to like anticipating all of this. But yeah, that was a heck of a twist though, with all those other ships that appearing around the ship that Drummer and Ashford were on. There was that ship, Marco Inaros' ship, chasing after them, and it just had to like, just evacuate, like get away because there were just too many ships. Yeah, at first I was like, how could Drummer and Ashford, arguably the number 3 and number 4 of the belt, just like be alone on one ship that isn't like the strongest battleship they have, and just. But yeah, thankfully, a whole bunch of other ships, and yeah, they have Marco Inaros in captivity, and the OPA get to decide what to do with him, and I think Marco Inaros' speech is one of the most captivating performances we've seen yet. Like, he is so charming, and he does have a point about how if he had done this all before the ring appeared, it'd be a victory, and now it's a crime. And when he's talking, you're just like, I get his point. But then, like, afterwards, you're just kind of like, oh, he's using that to justify killing innocent people. He's talking about his oppressors, and how they will always be their oppressors. But the oppressors were not the inners lining up to try to get into the new planets through the ring. His beef is with the UN and the Martian government, and he's killing innocent people and like taking from them. So he's a terrorist, like, through and through. But yeah, like, just the way he gives that speech, it's so convincing. Like, he has every right to be angry at the plight of the OPA, but to take it out on those that are not even guilty, like, he has no right to murder his way across the entire system. But yeah, he says that what he did was for all Belters, and I get that from his point of view, he did that, but like, terrorists with a cause are still terrorists, and they will say anything to justify what they're doing. And not all Belters agree with his actions. And yeah, it was frustrating that Drummer was the one who had to vote to let him go, because voting to let him die, to kill him, would have turned two Belter groups against her and Ashford and this alliance. It's some strategic thinking on her part. It's frustrating, but there's probably a lot of truth to it. And the part about how if he betrays this agreement, he says he's going to sit on his hands like a good little boy. If he betrays that, he's betraying all of the belt. So, yeah, they have to keep a good eye on him. Hopefully be able to capture him again. I feel like he's going to make a move before relations break down. But yeah, that was a very, very fascinating scene to watch, despite the fact that there was like no real action. It was just talking. Really enjoyed that. But yeah, we've got 6 more episodes. I can't wait to see where this season goes. It feels like we're nearing a climax already, even though, yeah, I don't know. It feels like we're constantly going towards a climax, building towards a climax. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, yeah, leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.